Welcome to Hollywood.
You can't escape death. I could do this on my own. Probably faster, too.
Five, four, three, two, one. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Try not to embarrass yourselves.
Now arriving at Ilios.
You can't escape death.
Talking to myself yet. I don't have my microphone on. It's because when I turn my microphone on, I'm not talking to myself anymore. I'm talking to the video. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I can still talk to myself. Okay, so it is that. Anything else? Currently what I'm trying to do is I'm looking at this HUD text because it's the one that I've made already and have it working. And I'm seeing if I need to edit any of the things. Well, I do need to edit a lot of things, but I'm seeing if I missed anything. So I know I need to put it into the new HUD text. I like the new menu design though. Having it scroll through. And I'm also going to make it to where you can change the colors of those texts. That's gonna be nice. Also, have it cycle. That also means this new HUD text, it means there's not going to be a subheader. Well, there will be a subheader, but there won't be a text. There's only going to be a header and a subheader. Okay, let me continue. Yeah, this is all basic stuff. Very basic. Okay, yeah, I can definitely do that. Anything else? I think that's all I changed. Okay. Let me go back. Yeah, I didn't change much. All I did was create some variables, create some new HUD text, and then, yeah, I didn't do much here. Let me fix this quickly. Yeah, I like it though, I really do. Adds some more information and removes option. I don't think option is needed when you have that much information. Yeah, I think so. It also makes it into a better design. And also, I'm wondering if I can actually even change part. Because part's a bit much.
If you're in it with me,
You're in it for life. Escape death.
Could do text the part, but yeah, if I do that, it makes everything decently. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it as part like that. I like it.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Knock 'em dead.
Okay, that'll be perfect. So since text is gone, since there's no menu option, I could make text for one of them, or I could make it both. That's interesting. What if I made text both of them instead of having multiple? Would that be better in a way? Could be. Definitely could be. I could also make text the actual option you're on instead, since it's not used anymore. I think I'll do that. Let me see how it looks though.
Welcome to Blizzard World.
You can't escape death.
Okay. Actually not bad, because what that does is it differentiates it more. definitely interesting. I'm gonna have to change the text. Let me do that quickly. The informational HUD text. This one. Okay, I'll use next instead of... Yeah. I'll use next because since I changed it on one, it needs to be changed on this too. Can't have two different ones.
Now entering King's Row.
Don't fail. You can't escape death. Everything's going according to plan. Dead weight gets left behind.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Knock 'em dead.
Okay. Not bad. And yeah, I think I will do that. I think I will make it 2, so one controls both the colors for them, for the next option and the previous option. Because I feel like that makes more sense than having it for one, and I'd probably be decently stupid to do that. Simply be a bit easier to change the colors of everything. Yeah, that'll be perfect. So it's still only 3 options that you're going to need to change. Except I need to change some of the do I need to change some of the variables? I don't think so, actually. Text is going to be the same because it's text. That's what it says, so I don't need to change it, actually. All I need to do is apply it to here. But I do need to change let me see something quickly. I need to change which one is getting set to 2 at the start. Subheader is getting set to 2 at the start, so I need to change it to... See, here it is. So this one's going to be 0 now. And the text is going to be 2. That's actually perfect. So, wait. I could simply say subheader, instead of calling it something, I could simply call it subheader. Or I could label it better and say like part, option, and then previous and next option colors. Might work. Okay, I'll do that. What am I gonna call this though? Like, I don't think I can fit it in this text. There's not enough text for it. The limit is very small, actually. I'm going to need to probably abbreviate it. Let me try to type it. Next, previous. Okay, I could probably remove cycle. I think these can actually get extremely long. Well, that's the max on this. Let's see the max on a variable. Probably about the same, actually. It's a big change. Hope it's worth it. Well, I hope it's worth it, and I know, I think it is worth it. It's not simply a hope. Of course, I have some reason to do this, other than a hope. I could simply say next previous, to keep it a bit shorter. It does explain a lot already by saying next / previous. I'll do that. Yeah, I think that's the best. Let me change the header text subheader. Think about this though. I think I could technically make this in there. I don't need to actually have a global variable for this. I could make it all in here and simply base it on what's before it. Okay, let me try to do that quickly. Let me do it. This. I see. I see. Yeah, so it seems here that if I don't do a variable, it's going to be a bit more complicated. It's going to be a bit bigger of an action instead of having it plus find the value from that. Let me see if I can make it though. This is interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna make it an infinite loop. So by doing this, that's how I would do that. So I could do it like that, and that's Make it lower. Trying to think. Would cut out a variable though, which I am liking doing that, and yeah, it wouldn't be too bad. Wouldn't be too bad. I'll do it like this. I think this is better for such a small amount of options. It doesn't need to have a number associated with it and a bunch of other complicated things like a variable that has all the options in it. Only 3 options. I don't think it needs that. Oh, it is smaller. Nice. Stuff. It's a slight amount smaller. I don't know if it's gonna be less evaluating or more evaluating. I guess that depends on what part you're at. But that'll definitely work. I wonder what actually uses. What else uses it? Huh. Also, I need to change something in here. This. Oh, maybe this uses it? It probably does. Probably does. Okay, though, I can easily copy and paste. Sync with probably uses it. Yeah, it does. Definitely gonna have to change some of these conditions though. Of course, there's a lot of different things here to this. A lot of different things. But at least I won't need to change the actions. The actions are good. They use variables that I've already changed the name of. Bunch of these oh wait, I was thinking. Wait. Okay, so what do I need to change then? God, I'm using a subroutine, so I don't need to change them. I need to change this. Okay, I see. Art. This is all I need to change. Wow. Okay, well that makes it a lot easier. And then nothing else. Perfect. Nice. Now I need to change all this, of course. Big change again. Well, yeah, this is part of the main thing, so I mean, this is still the same big change. Got more of that, the change. A lot. A lot of the change. A lot of change. I think it's worth it though, because like I said, it has a lot of understanding to the menu. I don't know if I've said that, but I have definitely said that. I've thought about it. I've definitely thought about it. It has a lot of information to the menu to know which option you're at. Compared to the other options, how many options are remaining. I like the way it's done. Instead of showing the value for each option, it simply shows the main like text of it. So it's really nice. And I also really like that I get to name these a bit better too. Of calling them subheader and everything. People don't really understand that. And I already knew that as I was making the other one before, but I decided it was okay. But now I get to even make that better. That's really nice. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to do. Or if I'm done with that big change now. Could be already done, I don't know. It's not as much as I thought it would be, I guess. Oh, I do need to make the HUD text. Let me check that a bit. Let me optimize it a bit. So all the HUD text that I'm not using, I'm gonna set to null. The colors, I'm gonna simply set them to null. This does not have a header, so I'm gonna set it to null. This does not have a text, so I'm going to set it to null also. Makes it a bit more efficient. Yeah. Yeah, that's all working correctly. That's null. This needs to be set up better. And it also needs to be visible to string and color. It doesn't need a header. Header color. Oh, come on, stop resetting me to the top. Hate when it does that. Same thing for this, I think, unless I already did it. This one's using text. Okay, I have already done it. And then for this should be last one for these HUD texts. Yeah. Well, this. I guess it's not the last one. Technically, it's technically not the last one. So that was a stupid thing to say. That was a dumb thing to say. Let's keep going. Visible to string and color. Yep. Okay, that's done. Text color, header color, and it's only a subheader color. Nice. This null should be null. Does not need a reevaluating thing. Visible to string. Yeah, that's all that needs. This does not need a header color or a subheader color. Nice. And now what I need to do is I need to set all of these to only when the menu's on, which is easy. I think all I did was current array element and then menus. Yeah, that's what I did. Quite simple. Come on now. Okay, it should be done with that. That should be how I did it here also, so that's good reference. Yeah, that is nice. It's the most efficient way to do it like that. Though, I don't know if I'll make it to where... well, I will eventually. So, yeah. I have to set it to value in the array, which will be okay. Won't be that much different. It'll be basically the same. Yeah, so I'll probably do that soon. I'll make a array for these types of variables, for the menu, for all the main things, like the part you're at, the primary menu, the primary part, whatever I call it, that type of stuff. I'm gonna have a singular variable for all of those, because it doesn't need more than a singular variable. It's gonna be a bit of a challenge to work in, though. I'm gonna have to go through all of these, and it's gonna be a bit of an annoyance. I'm gonna have to change this to value in the array, and then say 1, stuff like that. But it'll be not too bad. I'll definitely be okay with it. And I'm gonna have to also probably even do that. I'm probably gonna have to do it for well, actually, now that I think about it, it won't even be that bad, because I only have it for each subroutine. I only have these conditions here for each subroutine control. Like this. This controls a bunch of subroutines. And so I only have these conditions for each one of these rules. So yeah, I don't need to change that many actually to do that. I was thinking I was gonna have to change each individual rule, but no, that's not how it works anymore. I forgot. I have a better way to do that. So I'm probably gonna put this one there too. Menu selection change 1. I'm probably gonna do all of that in that one singular variable instead of in multiple. I do need to be careful though, because like I said, or like I've thought about, is some variables are not some variables. Sometimes you shouldn't simply put everything into a variable, because it could create too much in that one variable. I've had that happen before, and I think it affects. I don't know if there is a too much, but I think it does affect how much, or it affects performance depending on how much is in a singular variable. I think it does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply be a bit more careful with it. I'm not going to do everything in one singular variable. I'm thinking about statistics now, if I'll be able to put everything in that one variable. I'll probably be able to. I'll probably be able to. Yeah, it should be okay. Of course, like I said though, I need to be careful with how much I put in variables. But like I said, I don't know 100%. Like it's something that I think is affecting performance, because in my previous preset, the one I made with this exact type of system, but it's not exactly, but it is decently similar. It's the core things that are the same. It had problems. It had a lot of problems with efficiency and keeping the game going when there was a lot of things happening. Maybe that's because of the condition problem that I'm having, or that I had, and maybe that's fixed now. Maybe it's good. It's possible. It's actually very possible that that's the reason for that also. Since the heroes were limited, everything was limited. Maybe this is the fix for all of it. And also another thing that I could do is, if this isn't enough, I might just do that generally. That's crazy to think about. What if I did that? Oh my. Thinking of something now. What if, instead of having all these conditions for each one of these rules, I had one rule that with these conditions, I would have to know, how would I do that? I guess I would have to remove this condition then, because it wouldn't actually use this anymore. It would use more general conditions, like if it's primary, if it's yeah, stuff like that, the menu selection change. And then I had it to where it does the same thing basically as this, except it starts the rules. Like, say I wanted to start this rule, and then it would go through it and basically select which one it is, which one you're on from there. That could be, if I could do that. Yeah, I'm gonna put that in my notes. That looks like a good idea. I think so. If I could do that, it's gonna save even more conditions, and potentially a lot of conditions. Like a lot of conditions. That's gonna save so many conditions. Because I already saved a lot with this change, this rule with subroutines and stuff, but Oh, that is true though. This is going to need. No, it's not that bad though. This would have to use a subroutine. Um, like all of these would have to use subroutines. I mean. Oh, okay, yeah, that would use a decent amount. So that would mean, however many options are in the menu, also need to have a subroutine. It's not only about not options. I mean, for however many parts are in the menu, it also needs a subroutine. So the options have subroutines, and now the parts, if I do this change, the parts would also have subroutines. And I only have a limited amount of subroutines. That's gonna be tough. That is gonna be tough, but I'll put it in my notes because it could be interesting. Definitely could be. Yep, done. I'm not gonna try stuff like that currently, but yeah, that could be interesting. That could be really interesting. That seems like such an efficient way to do it, since the game hates it hates uses it hates conditions. It really does. It does not like a bunch of conditions. I mean, you could do conditions, of course, but if you have a lot of conditions, you're basically not going to have a working game mode. So yeah, the less conditions you have, the more efficient your game is. Basically, that's what I'm getting at. But there is a limited amount of subroutines, which is kind of stupid, I feel like. I feel like you should have infinite subroutines. That would mean you can do what you want, and you can have so many different subroutines. Because, I think they already limit, a lot of different things with entries and how many actions and stuff are being processed. They already limit a bunch of stuff, like server side or whatever it is. So I feel like having having subroutines being infinite would simply make games better instead of hurting anything. I don't think it would really hurt anything. It would make games technically be able to be bigger though. So maybe that's what they did. Maybe that's the reason they didn't want to do that, is because they don't want them to be too big. Maybe so. And also I could probably um I could probably make some different things to try to lower the amount of subroutines I use. Um maybe, yeah, I probably could, really. Probably could if I think about it. Yeah, I probably could. So, subroutines are nice though. They really are. They really are. So, I'm thinking. Yeah, that's interesting, I will say. That is interesting. Huh. That's tough though. I'm thinking about using conditions, like not many conditions though, but I don't know if like you can put multiple conditions in each condition section. So if you lower the amount of conditions in this condition section, does that actually make your game more efficient? Or is it the exact same efficiency? I don't know. I don't know how that works. That'll be all for consideration later, though. Because I definitely could. I definitely could make, like, one condition in here, and then have a rule that basically says which one I'm on. So, like, I could make this primary menu part equal 1, and then say a rule that actually increases that. And yeah, keep it like that, really. That's really what I could do. Simply keep it as that primary menu part, and then simply have, like, I already have a rule that does that increases it, so up to the number. So I could simply do that, and then it would activate, depending on which one I'm on. That would mean, though... Oh, that's so interesting. Wait. Huh. That is interesting. I wonder if I could do that now. Oh, I see. That's the reason it doesn't actually do it yet. That's the reason it doesn't work yet. It's because... Or that's the reason I can't do it now. It's because this is, like this, menu selection change 1 is here. That means it's going to constantly update. So it's probably going to constantly call it. Yeah. It's going to constantly do this list of actions. If I try to, basically remove these two rules, these, two conditions here. If I try to remove these two conditions, or not these two, I mean this one here. If I try to remove this one, it's going to constantly, yeah, call it every time. Definitely interesting stuff, though, I will say. Definitely interesting stuff. Yeah, that'll be interesting. That'll be really interesting. But I do want to use subroutines. Subroutines are the easiest way to make things most efficient. And there are a lot more subroutines I could use. There are a lot more. In between all of this, there's a bunch of subroutines I can use. There are a lot more subroutines, but there's also a lot more options I haven't even made subroutines for. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to have enough subroutines. I think. Currently at, what subroutine am I actually at? I think I'm currently at 61. Yeah, 61. And then I have a bunch of other ones here that are basically open to being used. Bunch of ones in between. And then I have like 10 there. That's a lot here between these two. Very nice. Very nice. Let's go look. Let's go look at the color stuff and see if it all works.
Now arriving at
There will be some stuff that doesn't work yet since I haven't implemented it though, but
Can't escape death.
let's look at it. And that's all working perfectly. Let's go ahead, change the color of that, and it's working nicely. Go ahead and change the color of this. Yellow, green, purple, red, blue, aqua, orange, sky blue, turquoise, lime green, black. Wow, that does look nice. Rose, violet, gray, and white. Gray. Gray, I wonder if gray is better than white. Yeah, currently the next option, previous option, isn't working for this. The colors and everything, really. It's only really working for the this menu. It actually updates every single time. Here. Yeah, I think I like that. I'm talking about liking white. I don't think I'm going to I don't think I'm going to change it. Anyway, I like it being white instead of gray. But yeah, I guess gray could be more standard to what people have had. Kinda, it looks gray though when it's a bit darker like that. It's 120, it's half brightness, I should say. It's half brightness as normal. I mean, it's really not bad. The default, this is the default. With all that extra HUD text, it doesn't actually make that much difference. Let's restart the game. I want to see what it looks like at max HUD text.
You can't escape.
That's what it looks like. It's really not bad at all. Really not bad at all. And it looks even better when there's no HUD. It's so nice. Zero HUD to get in the way. Zero HUD to get in the way. Oof. Gets quite near to the bottom though, with those controls. Not bad though, I will say it isn't bad. It's not off the screen though, so I mean, yeah, I could see that working. And it looks a lot better when you turn it off and turn it back on. I like the new menu, I really do. I like having removing, oh my, I can't speak. I like not having option, the option HUD text, so that makes it to where I can control different things better. So it's part only, and all of the things you need are shown with the next option and previous option HUD text. I like it though. I really do. I think it's really nice. A lot changed, and I really like it. This all should work too. I've already tried this. Yeah, it works. And then let's try cycle. Does cycle work? Yeah, it should. Let's see. Yeah, it works. It works. Yeah, it's getting grayer, I think. Should be at least. Yeah, definitely is. Okay, good stuff. This should all be working also. Use the exact same thing to do this. Holy, how low is that gonna go? It went all the way to like 0. Oh wait. Wait. Did I forget to change something? Did I? I don't know. Maybe I simply got unlucky? Possible. Yeah, there we go. Now it's starting to do its work. Why'd it go so low though? They all went so low. That doesn't even make any sense. Shouldn't have went so low at the start. Let me try that again. They all went so low. It wasn't about one going low. It was about all of them going low. So, yeah, that should not happen. One part. Let me fix that. Is that working? Yes. Okay. Let me just see what's happening again here. Okay, let's see when they stop. There should be a stoppage here very soon, unless it's like it doesn't work correctly, which I think it doesn't. I think it's going back to 0 again. Yeah, it definitely is. They're all the exact same. So yeah, I need to fix that. So basically what's happening here is that for some reason it starts at 0. Is that because of cycle not being correct? Potentially. Wait, what? Okay, so something's off here. Something is off here. Let me fix this. Must have simply forgotten to make this how it's supposed to be, or maybe I was making a change or something. What was I doing? Let me check. I'm going to change a bit of this anyways, but yeah. Let me check it again. Also, I need to change all the names for this. Let me do that quickly. Crazy how much things I need to do for this, but yeah, that's how it is with this game. How it is with workshop, and I guess generally like coding. There's like 85 different things you need to change for something that could be small. I didn't realize when I made this, but I didn't put a bunch of colons where they're supposed to be. Weird. Let me fix that though. I simply copied and pasted it and didn't realize, but these didn't have a colon. So I'm trying to see. Part next color red random integer. Oh, that's the reason. It's because it doesn't equal part next color red. So that's the reason. So it simply chases it to 0. Yeah, so I don't know what that's about, why I removed it and didn't put it back, but yeah, currently it's gonna be put back. Currently it will be. Oh, come on, I didn't mean to paste that here. I didn't mean to do that, that's stupid though. Let me fix that quickly. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Do I have the same mistake? I do. I actually do. I have the same mistake here. Weird. Really weird stuff. I really don't understand. Maybe I was preparing to actually do that change and then I was starting to do something else? That's possible. That is possible. I do not know. But I know this is the way that it was meant to be. This is how I did it before. I was probably trying to change some stuff. Well, I definitely was, and I simply didn't change it and left it how it was. Yeah, but it works though. The new menu setup definitely is, well, it's set up for chill kill, but it's not set up for everything else. But it is set up for the main things. I've gotten those done already. It wasn't too bad really. It was decently easy as you've seen. Okay, that should be done then. Yeah, I'm done currently. Really like the new menu though. It's a big change and it's worth it for making things as good as possible. The only thing that I was really like worried about, I guess, in a way, is how many HUD text I have. It's starting to get a decent amount. Like, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 HUD text. Yeah. I don't know what's the limit, because I have tried a lot of HUD text and I have noticed, at least that's what I thought, that there was a limit to how many HUD text you can have. So I don't know what the limit is. I think it was, well, the number that I'm thinking of now is 13, but I don't know if that's actually the limit. I could have done more. I don't know. And also when I tested that, it was like a long time ago. I haven't tested it in a long time. So yeah, it was probably about 3 years ago. 4 years ago maybe. A long time ago when I tested that. Maybe even 5 years ago. I don't know. It's been so long. So yeah, decently outdated information. So yeah, I think it's worth it to try it again. My latency doesn't seem too bad. 64. And mainly I'm trying to focus on conditions. That's what I'm mainly trying to focus on. I feel like conditions are the cause one of the main causes for everything that's been happening with my preset that's causing like overloading the script or anything like that. It's probably because of conditions. So yeah, I'm gonna try it again with this HUD text. It's 7. It's not too much. Hopefully it's not too much. Hopefully I'm okay with that. 7. I'm not gonna be needing to increase it anymore. I think I'm good with 7. Yeah, I think I'm good with 7. So hopefully it's stable at 7. If it's stable at 7, and that's really good. That's one less problem to worry about. One less annoyance to deal with. This preset deserves to be the best, so that's the reason I'm doing all these different things. I've worked on this for so long though. It really has been so long. But yeah, things need to be changed to be the best. That's what I'll do to make them the best.